Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of January 20th to 24th, Leo Stark will discover the truth about the lady whistleblower and accuse Carrie, which may cause Javi Hernandez to jump to Carrie's defense. But Javi will soon discover that Carrie is the source of all the nasty gossip section comments. Javi and Leo will need to determine the implications of this revelation for their relationship once the big picture becomes clear. Will Leo and Javi decide to go beyond friendship once more? Carrie will be placed on the Salem Police Department's hot seat. Jada Hunter might believe Carrie was responsible for the contaminated cupcakes as he has been attempting to undermine body and soul through Lady Whistleblower. However, in the case of the cupcake disaster, there may be some unforeseen circumstances that eventually identify a different offender. Don't miss this interrogation's aftermath since our predictions suggest that Jada might not be able to wrap up the case just yet. While Bonnie Kiriakis offers Johnny DiMera some consolation, Chanel Dupree DiMera will receive some love advice from Paulina Price. According to previews for other days, E.J. DiMera will reveal his plan for Arnold Feniger, which might seriously disrupt Rafe Hernandez's life and his aspirations to marry Jada. Sarah Kiriakis will continue to spread lies as Xander and Philip Kiriakis advance more as a team. Sarah will need to cover up a complex incident with Kayla Johnson. In other news, according to teasers for Days, Joy Wesley and Alex Kiriakis will name whatever is happening between them. Will Joy and Alex make the decision to actually try dating? DOL fans are aware that Stephanie Johnson still has a hold on Alex's heart, even though he will continue to be fascinated by Joy. Alex and Stephanie are preparing for an open discussion about their lingering sentiments in the near future. That may indicate that, despite Alex's efforts to move on, Joy's blossoming romance will end soon. It's obvious that Alex and Stephanie remain dependent on one another despite their best efforts to move on. Brady Black will console Kristen DiMera during their parental dilemma because it appears like Rachel Black would disappear. Brady will also receive some support in the aftermath and rely on Ava Vitale later. Fortunately, Rachel might not actually be a runaway or a victim of kidnapping. Given that Rachel is about to have a strange encounter, it seems likely that she will be hiding in the DiMera tunnels. Is it possible that Rachel will find Rafe, the hostage, in the hidden room? Will Rachel choose, for the time being at least, to keep EJ's prisoner a secret? EJ will bond with Kristen, but if he discovers Rachel has Rafe bound, he might find himself in a difficult situation. EJ might end up making a deal with Rachel and using bribery as a result. Watch for Ava to be caught up in all the mother-daughter arguments when Amy Choi and Sophia Choi engage in a heated argument. There may be a professional issue that causes stress for these ex-partners, as Days spoilers indicate Belle Brady and Sean Brady will now have to cope with some conflict. Marlena Evans will need Steve Johnson's assistance to get in touch with John Black across town, but John's missing status will only lead to further heartache. We'll see if this is about the job Kat Green is looking for or maybe a therapy session because Marlena will be surprised when Kat contacts her. It seems that Chad DiMera will believe that Julie Williams needs rehabilitation. Chad will uncover a disturbing discovery and put pressure on Julie to seek professional assistance because she is having a hard time without Doug Williams by her side. Keep checking back for updates on Julie's anguish and her coping mechanisms, as spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that she will give in during the week of January 20th to 24th. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Doug Williams III recently used some goons to bash him up over money. He was sitting on a park bench when Holly Jonas happened to spot him and offered to help. Will Doug keep using Holly after he settles his debt? Spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Doug Williams II is a user. Fans of Days of Our Lives have already witnessed Doug's willingness to take advantage of anyone, even his step-grandmother, after he took a necklace from her and used it to settle a bill. Doug has now disposed of Julie's jewelry and is ready to take out a loan from Holly Jonas to cover the remaining balance. Naturally, Holly has recommended that she borrow funds from her grandma in order to obtain this and reimburse her. Holly does receive income, but Doug does not, thus it is unclear how and when he will reimburse her. Additionally, Doug is well versed on Holly's relationship with Tate Black, which he could use to his advantage. Holly is currently too weak to notice. DOL spoilers, too much could be learned by Doug Williams. Julie Williams has started confiding in Doug a lot since she feels she can trust him. Julie might, however, tell Doug too much, which would lead to a far more serious problem. What happens if Doug decides he needs more money? Julie has no knowledge of this man. Could Doug harm Holly or Maggie Kyriakis in order to settle additional debt? Now that he is aware of Holly's grandmother's wealth, Doug might decide to target her and keep taking advantage of her. Doug might pretend to be attracted to Holly and wed her in order to obtain Maggie's wealth. At this point, Doug could make himself appear much better than Tate. Doug isn't attempting to keep Holly bound to him while he has a child with someone else, after all. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Holly Jonas may develop feelings for Doug Williams. Holly has been deeply wounded by Tate. Holly never imagined that he would have sex with Sophia Choi, much less conceive her. Holly now has to deal with Tate and Sophia being permanently bound together. At this stage, Doug would be a far simpler choice. As Holly relies on Doug during her adventure with Tate, will she end up falling for him? Since soap operas frequently retell stories, let's face it, this is starting to resemble Bo Brady and Hope Williams from years ago. Would it take an eternity for Holly and Tate to be able to be together in this scenario, just like in the case of Bo and Hope? Before Holly is fully content, will she be forced to live with Doug for years? According to the Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of November 20th, 2023, the soap opera will take a lot of surprising turns in the episodes that follow. First of all, Stefan will be obliged to meet with a prisoner, and it won't be Gabby. But it might have anything to do with her. Harris will begin to worry about Ava's connection to a drug ring in other places. Will he be able to solve the problem she's in? Additionally, be prepared for some extremely painful sequences as Nicole mourns the loss of her child. Speaking of babies, Xander will also do something daring for his daughter that will astound Sarah. To learn more about it, continue reading. When Stefan and Clyde meet, Harris worries about Ava. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Stefan will have to visit with Clyde in prison the week of November 20th, 2023. The mobster is an expert at using other people's weakness to further his nefarious goals. Earlier, Clyde had his sights set on EJ to assist Ava in his illicit activities. It appears, though, that he will now be content with the other Demara sibling. Clyde appears to be using Gabby's safety in the women's section of the prison as leverage to coerce Stefan into joining up with Ava to oversee the illicit activities in Salem. Paulina will enlist Harris to eradicate the town's burgeoning narcotics network in Salem. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Paulina will suddenly become extremely concerned about the increasing illicit activity. Harris's attention will be drawn to Ava's interactions with Gil as a result. She appears to be in a difficult situation at the bistro, which will alarm him. Which, to be honest, is a front for drug trafficking. Is it possible for Harris to save his recently discovered lady love from this criminal mess? Watch this space to find out.